And welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I put out another video, but I've got loads of new content planned, and the first of the new content is with my lovely friend Jess. She's one of my best friends, so obviously I wanted to get her on for some chats, and you'll notice I'm not in my own little studio. I've actually borrowed Jess's.
We've had a mass film set.
Yes, because we've been filming some stuff for her channel as well. So yeah, what I wanted to talk about on this video was the importance of female friendships and how we've come to value them possibly a little bit more as we've got older. I mean, me and Jess both actresses. Jess has also been a producer, and she's doing a lot of makeup work now. As well as in our own personal lives, I wanted to discuss how important female friendships are in the industry as well. The thing for me which kind of sparked this was I was actually out with another friend having a drink, Esme, hey. And I was talking to her about when you go to like drama school or uni as a woman, you, from day one, I think you are told that everybody in the room is your competition. And I think it's kind of like interesting that this kind of attitude towards each other is kind of ingrained into you when you're training to be a part of the industry. But I know for certain that when I first came out of drama school, every woman was my competition, even if they weren't going up for the same kind of roles that I was going up for. Rather than seeing that as a kind of, you can be competitive with these people but you can also be their friend, I was just like, I'm just going to hate everyone, which was, I want to win all of the things, and I don't think that served me very well, not in terms of like my career as such, but in terms of like personally, like my friendship, they were my competition, and it's taken me like a good almost 10 years of being in the industry to kind of realise that that's not really the case, and having female friendships in the industry is super important.
Oh, it's massive, yeah. I mean, I didn't go to drama school per se. I mean, I did dance first and foremost, and that's kind of where my training went up to college, and then after that I did a film degree. I wasn't pitted against other women in film really. Mine was with dance. It was certainly very competitive. So I know exactly what you're saying, and it is very much every man for himself, and it wasn't about the collective really, which so yeah, I definitely took something from that moving through into film, and then when I finally decided to do acting, and that was my performing arts angle really, I definitely went in with that mindset to start with, and I think, as you say, as you get older and more experienced and working with more different types of people, you learn that really is not helpful. When
we did some filming for Jess's channel, we were talking about how you know, the seeking, we were talking about the Harvey Weinstein effect, and like seeking approval from men all the time rather than seeking approval and supporting your fellow women. And I will link that video down below, so you can go and check that out on Jess's channel. But I think that's certainly an interesting kind of thing. Like you don't seek, you know, approval and support from the women around you, but you kind of go out and seek that approval from men in the industry, which is an odd
I definitely found that about 3.5 years ago. I was just generally looking through my demographics. So I was looking at all my analytics across all my social media platforms, and I was quite startled to find that most of it is the 20 to 30 bracket men based in England and the US. That was essentially my demographic. And I was a bit shocked by it. I mean, I knew that because I'd come from a modelling background during my uni years. So that's where they followed me from. And I kind of knew it, but I thought that all my hard work that I'd done over the last 10 years as an actor kind of overshadowed that. And it shocked me to find that most women don't follow me at all. So I definitely set myself on a path a couple of years ago to change that, because I want to appeal to my fellow women. Like, I really support and respect the other women in the industry, whether they're writers or directors or other actresses. When you're a young woman, just kind of learning who you are and what you're about and what you want to achieve, you buy into that narrative that we're given all the time, that women are like I say, the Antichrist, and they're bitchy and horrible, and they don't support each other and everything else. And I think you only learn that through growing up. And learning more about yourself.
And having the I don't know, the common sense to actually talk to people. To question it. And actually to get to know to people, because I know certainly when I met you and a couple of our other friends that are actresses, it was a little bit intimidating, because you're like, oh my god, that's another actress, and they're like great and they're really talented and they're really pretty, and it's, do you know, it is that kind of intimidating thing, and I was like, I can't possibly be friends with them, but then like you kind of actually learn to go and speak to people.
I literally learned that you grow so much more when you surround yourself by talented people, and it's so true. Like now, I want to be around much better actresses, and honestly, I'm not just saying this because I do genuinely believe you are more skilled than I am. I've watched Charlie like on a number of projects now, and honestly, there are things I tap into on purpose because I've seen Charlie do it. And so I've learned to surround myself with people that are better than me. And in all ways, like, I love Katie, who's another mutual friend of ours, and like, she's just such a whole person.
Yeah, she's
was
just
like a pure, positive, whole, loving person.
I had a really, really tough time with the whole, I think it was partly to do with like stuff that had gone on in my personal life and stuff on the kind of where I was in my life, that around my 25th, I had like a crazy, like, bad time with my mental health. And Katie was somebody who previously, like I said, I possibly could have found quite intimidating as a person, but because I see her post on social media and the way that she's so like life affirming and positive, and I recognised in myself that I wasn't.
You were the opposite of
I was the complete opposite, and I was really bitter and almost to a point quite nasty in the way that I was. Having Katie as a friend and being able to reach out to her and go, I'm in a really bad place, and I want to have what you've got, and the kind of attitude towards life that you've got, the attitude towards people that you've got.
Yeah.
And she helped me through a really like dark time in my life. I mean, I think like certainly me finding like you as a friend, and obviously over the years we've become like really, really close, was I think something that possibly like the fear, like that you were just saying, like somebody that scares you, was I was a little bit scared of like how outspoken you were like on social media. Like I love it. I love it when Jess goes on around. It's so funny. Like it's great, and I love that because I used to like I thought I was quite a brave person. I thought I'd like, you know, be the kind of person that would call somebody on, but really I'm not. I'm like a people pleaser. I'm like the worst person. I'm like, I'm gonna tell that person what I think, and then I don't, and I'm kind of like, yeah, kidding, that's great, but like you don't, and like that was something that I really wanted to like emulate in myself, which
that's
was
amazing
like
to hear that, because I honestly think I terrify people.
No, but like I love the fact that you were just like, I don't care if I'm going to upset people, I'm just going to tell people exactly what I think. And for a long time that was something that I was scared of doing, and I think like we've obviously touched on it kind of in Jess's video, was when you start in the industry you become a bit afraid of being that woman who's like, I'm going to be difficult.
Yeah,
but yeah, and that's something definitely that I've learned from you, and that I'm really glad that you're my friend, because I think you've brought that out in me. And challenged me to kind of speak out about stuff. Having women in your life is so important, because as much as like you have a really like wonderful husband and I have a really wonderful partner, there are certain things that you go through as a woman that men can't. Men do their best to understand. They do, and they really do. And like I know that Liam really does like everything he can to support and like be there for me and understand the things that I'm going through. But and I'm sure like I know Lee does the same for you. But like for sometimes you just need your girls.
You do,
and I think for a long time I was like,
I was girlless for a very long time,
and it was that kind of thing that I think I saw women as competition, and I was quite negative and nasty at times, and
I think
defensive.
We've all been through it.
Like a lot of YouTubers and like Instagrammers and people that I follow like on social media now, like I wouldn't have followed them 5 years ago, because I would be like, oh, it's a woman kind of like wanting all this attention. And that again was a really toxic thing for me to think. The people that I follow, like I follow Body Posse Panda, she's like amazing, like she's such a great role model, like Grace Victory, Helen Anderson. Those are the kind of people that I love, because they are unapologetic about who they are.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is me, if you don't like it, see you later.
I mean, my Instagram's hilarious. My husband laughs at me a lot, because it's basically women. I know it's important to you as well with your voice and your channel and your Instagram and everything else, is to be be you, but be honest with being you. And that's what I'm into. Like, I try to be authentic and honest with everything all of the time, and that is sort of displaying the bad bits too, and talking about the negative stuff.
Being a very strong-minded person, I don't like to be corrected. I don't like being told, like, no, you can't do that, or maybe you shouldn't have, like, dealt with that in the brash way that you did, because I can be quite brash. But like 5 years ago, I would have just been like, don't tell me what to do. But now I have friends, and I'm purposefully surrounding myself with women who will call me on if I'm being an arsehole. Like, I value the fact that I know, like, you, Katie, my friend Sarah, Esme, will just be like, shut up now, like, you're being a twat. And I'm like, yeah, I am a little bit. But, like, I value that. But, like, 5-10 years ago, if another woman had called me on I would have been like,
who are you?
Bitch! Like,
it's just,
I think that's like a maturity thing, isn't it?
It is. It's just as you get more comfortable with yourself. It's just as you learn who you are, and you accept the bad bits, because we've all got them.
And it's like your your friends, when they're calling you out on stuff, isn't like, you're a terrible person. Like, I would never, like,
it's like,
call
I
you
love
something.
You.
It's like, I love you. You're making yourself look like an idiot. Please stop. The person's telling you that because, like you say, they love you.
They care about you, and they're concerned about...
And they want to see you grow.
Yeah. Like, someone who doesn't ever want to help you improve or help you change something, or doesn't ever really want to say, oh, you're affecting yourself and your image to other people, you've got to question whether they even really care all that much.
Yeah,
to be honest.
If somebody, like, I think if somebody agrees with who and what you are and what you're doing 100% of the time, then something ain't really right. Care? Yeah, and I think, like, going back to the whole industry thing, another thing that I wanted to touch on with was, and I have spoken to the person in question, you will know who you are, because I did speak to her over a drink about it, about telling this story, and I wasn't talking about it with them with a view to putting it on my channel, but when I spoke to them about doing this video with you, they were like, you should tell that story, it's such a good story to tell. I mean, it makes me look like a but here we go. So we were asked to audition for a film against another actress. We didn't get the part, did we?
No, we didn't.
We didn't get the part.
No, we didn't.
We didn't. We didn't get the part, but the other person did.
Yeah.
And for some reason, despite the fact they are a really good friend,
you didn't
and I love them, I didn't like it. I got really, like, about it, like, really mardy about it, and I was like, what? Like, I learned a lot from them, watching them as an actress, and, like, they're incredible. Like, I think I've made it blatantly obvious which film we're talking about and who we're talking about, but never mind.
I knew from the second line, so I knew what we were talking about.
But, like, I didn't deal with it in the most mature, diplomatic way. I mean, and I didn't say this, like, I didn't tell the person the story until about, 2 weeks ago when we went out for some drinks.
I think you only told me a couple of months ago.
Yeah, and because I was ashamed of it. Like, I was ashamed of the fact that, like, I still had this tiny part of me that had been trained to see everybody as competition, to see all of the women as competition, was so bitter and, like, I don't like the fact that they've got that part, when really all I should have done was sucked it up and just gone, I'm really proud of you, congratulations. I mean, as it happened, we both ended up being in the film anyway. We got parts, like, tweaked, the script got tweaked and we got written into it, which was great, because then all three of us got to be in it.
It says a lot about you, though, because you've been able to own up to that.
I can tell that story now and laugh about it, about how stupid and immature I was.
And you're actually looking at yourself in the mirror, and actually that says a lot about you as a person, so a lot of people don't. A lot of people would refute that. Absolutely refute that that's how they were behaving, wouldn't look in the mirror and acknowledge it as being maybe slightly a little bit unfair.
Bitchy.
You know, so the fact that you can stare at yourself and go, that was a little bit out of order, that says a lot.
But I think that's come from having a network of, like, support friends. I think I've only been able to reflect on myself because I have allowed myself to have, like, these people around me, which I think a long time ago I wouldn't have done that. And I think it was actually Liam that said this to me. He was like, you do hate a lot of women. And I think it was me reflecting, like, how I felt about myself onto other women. And it's like, it's not their fault that I feel bad about myself because I'm not a size 10, or I feel bad about myself because my hair doesn't look like theirs, or my makeup isn't as good as theirs, or I haven't got, you know, whatever. Like, but I was projecting my insecurities onto other women.
Yeah.
And I think now I've kind of learned to embrace my insecurities. I've learned to embrace women.
Yeah.
And I think that was like a massive learning curve for me.
Absolutely. We've all been there, haven't we? We've all had these insecurities that we project on other people. I certainly did, you know, in my early 20s, late teen years, 100%. But I think it's part of the journey.
Yeah,
of becoming a woman, really, and becoming a grown-up and sort of being able to go, I don't want to be that way.
Yeah.
And I see the qualities in other people, and we're all so different, and it kind of brings you to casting type.
Yeah.
Like, our friendship group are all completely different casting types. Completely.
Yeah, like all the actresses we know that are in our little group.
I mean, that film you're talking about, that person had the option of 3 completely different actresses.
Yeah, completely different sizes, completely different looks. Yeah.
So it was nothing personal.
No, it was just at the end of the day. And it was just at the end of the day that person who got the part did the best audition tape. And that was something I think I struggled with, because being a competitive person, it's like I want to be the best at everything all the time. And I think that's kind of really helped me as an actress, is accepting the fact that, you know, you're not always going to be everyone's cup of tea. You're not going to always be right for every role. And rather than... And it might not even just be like you're not right for the role. It might just be that somebody did the character in an audition better than you did,
or in a way that they hadn't even foreseen the role to be done.
Exactly.
And that person's come in the room and delivered it in a way that the director hadn't even considered.
Yeah, but
and then it's like, oh my god. Yeah.
But then rather than
like
behaving bitterly towards that person, I've tried to kind of just say, right, stop, look at what they're doing. And learn from it, and learn how to be a better performer without like blowing my own trumpet or anything. I think that I've become a better actress because, like you said, you surround yourself with people that you want to, that have qualities that you want to have yourself.
Yeah. And you pick up on them more by being around those type of people. Like, I definitely feel like I've seen love differently since having Katie around.
Yeah.
Like, I view love between female relationships differently because of Katie. We've got a nice group of people. And that's, you know, I feel good at the moment about the connections that I've got. We build each other up, don't we? And I think it's so important. We build each other up. We support each other's projects.
And it's like, supporting each other's project and having advice for each other.
Like, you don't question anything that I do. I don't question anything that you do. You don't judge me. That's one of the biggest things. There's no judgment in our friendships. Like, you don't judge me for things I've done in the past. Like, some girls, I've had conversations with colleagues and stuff, like not even remotely related to acting, that feel really upset by things that I've done in the past with modelling and stuff. I actually take it really personally. And I find that interesting.
Yeah.
So it's so nice to be in a network where I can just have an open conversation. You know all of my I don't get judged for it. You know, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, and that's like something that I think is valuable. Like, the most valuable thing in like all of my friendships are friendships with all the women that I am friends with, like in and out of the industry, and all my relationships and friendships that I have anyway with you know, guys and girls, is that just being able to talk without judgment is possibly the most liberating and valuable thing. A lot of the time I used to be really scared of saying, oh, well, I feel this kind of certain way about something, or I think this, or I'm feeling like this at the moment, because I was scared of what my female friends would...
They would judge you on what you're saying. And, like, we all have ugly thoughts or intentions, or there are times... We're not perfect humans, we're not. So there are times where I've had ugly thoughts or whatever, and I've probably said ugly things. And it's nice to feel safe to be in a space, a friendship group, where you can just vent those ugly things and not be judged on it.
And it's like, you don't pick those back up, you know, like, this person just needs a rant, and then it's done. Box
and it doesn't make you a bad person.
No.
You know, people have all sorts going on, like you mentioned mental health earlier.
Yeah.
There's so many things that happen in a person's life, and I think it's so nice if you've got connection with a group of women where you can just be yourself and they just understand that you need that space.
Yeah. I have fewer friends now than I had 10 years ago, but I'm okay with that because they're quality friendship. I know now that I've got, I probably count my real friends on on two hands, like
same.
About 10 people that I know that if I text them and say I'm struggling, if I text them and say I need some advice, I need some help, or I just need to like have a chat, that they're there. And I'm proud to say that a lot of them are female now. They wouldn't have been 10 years ago, but they certainly are now, and I'm very proud of our little girl gangs.
Same as.
I think that's probably a really natural and nice way to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching and coming back to my channel, and thank you Jess for A, coming onto my channel, and B, for letting me borrow your studio for the day. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and please subscribe. Leave some comments down below if you've enjoyed the video and the kind of thing that you want to see me do. Not only subscribe to my channel, please head over to Jess's channel, which is Jessica Hamilton.
It is.
Yes, I do remember these things. So head over to her channel. She's got like real life talk, open, honest conversations like this one right here, and she does a lot of makeup stuff. And yeah, channel's amazing, so please go and check it out. But thank you so much for watching today, guys, and we'll see you very